Nancy's last night, Sacramento's oldest cold case. On what would become the last night of her life, Nancy followed the same routine she had every evening for months. She adjusted the sliding glass door just enough for her cat to slip through, never knowing that someone in the darkness below had been counting on this exact moment. The October air carried a chill that made her pull her robe tighter as she glanced out at the apartment complex, unaware that predatory eyes were watching her every move from a window across the courtyard. Everything seemed normal. The parking lot was quiet, most windows dark. A few late-night stragglers moved between the buildings, their footsteps echoing off the concrete. She had always felt safe here on the second floor, tucked away from the street noise and random passers-by. Ferris had left just minutes ago, kissing her goodnight at the door before heading back to his own place. Tomorrow would bring another day at the courthouse, another stack of transcripts to type up. In a month, she would be walking down the aisle to marry the man she loved. Nancy turned away from the balcony, leaving the door cracked open behind her. She didn't notice the shadow that had been watching, didn't see the figure that began moving as soon as her lights went out. She had no way of knowing that someone had been planning this moment, preparing for it with meticulous care. Someone who had been watching her routine, learning her habits, waiting for the perfect opportunity. The apartment fell silent except for the soft sound of her breathing as she drifted toward sleep. Outside, footsteps approached the fence below her balcony. It was a crisp autumn morning in 1970 when Detective Fred stepped into the apartment that would haunt him for the rest of his career. The call had come in just after 9:30. A young woman hadn't shown up for work, and her worried colleague had asked someone to check on her. What Fred found in that second-floor apartment changed everything. Nancy, a 28-year-old court reporter, lay beside her bed in a scene that revealed the severity of what had occurred. She had fought for her life with everything she had, the defensive wounds on her hands showing she had fought back. But Nancy's killer had paid a price for his brutality. A blood trail led from her apartment across the balcony and down to the parking lot below. Fred examined the path carefully, noting how the attacker had climbed over a fence to reach the second-story balcony, a move that required considerable agility. The sliding glass door showed no signs of forced entry. This wasn't a random break-in. Someone had specifically targeted Nancy. Fred's team worked the case with determination that bordered on obsession. They interviewed 500 people in the weeks following Nancy's death. Among the hundreds of people they questioned was a 27-year-old man who would later prove to be the most significant interview of the entire investigation.